I've trained so many insurance agents. A lot of them make multi-six figures. And seen something really special in you. You have is God-given ability, build rapport with anyone, like instantly.
How to be the best agent out there. Don't complain, don't compare, get leads, go to work.
In 2019, you issued $450,000 in business. Hey, how's everyone doing out there? We are insurance agents. I got the infamous, well-known J-Rock, the Machine, the Generator. Jen, you got any other nicknames I'm missing?
I don't know, dude. Probably not. Yeah.
Come on, no one ever called you anything else before?
J-Rock, the the Generator, the Machine. Yeah, no, I don't. I think that's probably about it. Unless they called him behind my back, I don't know, Dave. So, but it's fine. It's cool. Whatever. Let's rock, right?
Awesome, man. So, super excited to have you today. Let's get the chat moving over here. Make sure we got some people.
Hi, David.
Where's everyone from? J-Rock, where are you from? Louisiana, right?
Louisiana, yes, Louisiana.
Louisiana.
From the LA, Louisiana, yes.
All right. We got Pearl on. What's going on, Pearl? We got Kristen Marie Rowland. You know this person by any chance? Kristen Marie Rowland.
Yes, I do. That's my girl, my BFF. Big girl. Hey.
Look at Pearl spells it right. Generator.
The Generator with the J I can't see
anything. She spelled it with the J. Yep. We got Jessica in there. Jessica, where are you coming from? We got Liz. Liz is in California. Pearl's on it. Pearl's on it all the time. I'm always testing Pearl to check, make sure she's on it.
Yeah.
Valerie's in the boot in the house.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. The boot.
That means Louisiana. That's the boot.
The boot.
Welcome to the boot. Yes.
Awesome.
What up,
so
Dave?
How's your it's Thursday, how's your week going so far?
It's picking up, it's getting better.
It's getting better.
Yeah. You go through the we had a really great week last week, and then like this week I'm kind of like working a little extra, giving people a little more love, so yeah, and then get the phone calls where people are actually calling you for insurance, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's getting better. I've actually got a couple of policies right once we get off this call.
Kristen says it's the armpit. She's calling Louisiana the armpit.
The armpit. Yeah, it gets hot. It gets hot here. It can be.
I think it was the armpit because isn't it something to do with New Orleans and like Mississippi, and all the waste goes into like that's how like New Orleans was made. Anyone know the story?
So is it an armpit, a bad one, or a stinky armpit, Dave?
No, I went on a tour in New Orleans, and they were talking about it, and I didn't know. So I actually had like a reason why.
Okay.
Awesome, cool. So let's get started today. I'm sure everyone, Indiana's in the house, Florida.
What's up?
So the reason I wanted what's that? The reason I wanted to interview Sherry, you could it's in the Facebook group. It's in the Facebook. You can't share something in the Facebook group. This is in the Facebook group.
This is we're insurance agents. Yeah. I love that group. I love that group, Dave.
We are insurance agents. That's it. This was just me talking to you. So I wanted to interview you or really have you do a training. And I've hired thousands of insurance agents. I've trained so many insurance agents, had a lot of them make multi-six figures, had a few past the $1 million mark cumulatively, and just really seen something really special in you, right? One thing that you have is a God-given ability to build rapport with anyone, like instantly, right? And because of that, right, I remember your first year in insurance, you got your license, and I remember you wrote your first app in December of 2018. So you didn't have any like practice in 2018, right? You just had like a little bit of December.
Yeah.
In 2019, you issued $450,000 in business, right?
Yeah.
And I was doing a little bit of math beforehand, right? So $450,000, that's 625 policies.
Yeah.
Think about that, 625 policies. So let's divide that by, you work 52 weeks that year probably, right? So let's say divide it by 52 weeks.
I think I was
That's
working
12
like
policies. 12, that's 12 policies a week, like average, which is completely insane. And that's issued. So I remember hearing, I think you actually submitted 1,000 policies. So you submitted 1,000 policies, you actually issued, you protected 625 families your first year. And I think that all had to do with your ability to connect with people, right? Because you didn't know a lot about insurance. You didn't really have any previous experience in sales. But you knew how, the two important things, like how to build a connection with someone. We'll say 3 important things: how to build a connection with someone, how to, like, you love people, right? You love people. You want to help everyone, right? Yeah. Everyone you want to help.
Another nickname, Mother Teresa. Was that who you used
everyone, right? Yeah, that's the other name, right? Mother Jen. And then how to fill an application out, right? So let's start with the simplest one here, right? Because I know there's a lot of people that are going to see this, and it's so crazy to me, because I just went to a mastermind in Cancun with Ryan Panetta, and I went and got a massage while I was there. And when I got the massage, I had to go through this like intake form. Right. And when I was going through this intake form, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, dude, this is the same thing. This isn't far off than running an insurance policy. Right. Like, do you have any medical conditions? Are you on any medications?
Right.
It's not too far off from an insurance policy. Yet I've definitely seen a lot of insurance agents get stuck at like that part. And you know what I want to do for training with them one day? I'm like, all right, cool. You got issues with this? All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make a doctor's appointment. Me and you, we're going to the doctor. We're going to make a doctor's appointment. Like, for what? I just want to go to the doctor's appointment. We got to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And we'll make an appointment for the doctor, and we'll go to the doctor. I'm like, you never been to this doctor, right? No. Okay. They're going to make you do the intake form. I'll sit here. And I'll wait till they finish the intake form. I'm like, look, you just wrote an insurance policy.
Yeah.
You didn't need any training. You didn't need any help. You didn't need a Zoom meeting. You didn't need a textbook. You didn't need a brochure, a guide. You just wrote an insurance policy.
Yeah.
Put a yes in the chat if you think that's good training for an insurance agent. Let's see. Let's see if I'm just crazy.
Like, no.
No one wants that training. I will train you like that. I will bring you to the doctor. I will bring you to the doctor.
Yeah. Here's the app. Go ahead and fill it out.
It's it.
Let me know when you're done.
Franklin says yes. Franklin's down for it, right? Yeah. Marianne says yes. Marianne's amazing, guys. Marianne makes the most beautiful food. She takes my crazy, like, not looking great food, and she makes it so beautiful. She makes it so nice. She's absolutely
pretty.
Oh, she makes the food so pretty, and it tastes good too. Like, pretty and tastes good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. She's definitely knows how to keep my stomach happy. All right, cool. So, all right, guys. So if you're an insurance agent here, you're struggling. We just got past the whole part that you think is super technical and hard, which is filling out the application. And you got to remember, these insurance carriers, they want to make an application that you can fill out, right? They're not making it super hard. They're not asking compound math problems, right? So we got past that part. Next part is wanting to help people. So Jen, let's talk about you have an amazing ability how to help people. Matter of fact, I got my sweater, right? I had my little hoodie. I left it in Louisiana at a hotel. It was miserable at the hotel all by itself. I know it was. Jen saved it. She got it for me. She mailed it to me. She mailed me some tea.
Yeah. An advent calendar. I know you guys love tea.
Calendar.
I thought that was the coolest thing. And Marion doesn't know. She just learned what an advent calendar is today, and she's loving it, huh?
She's so excited. All the tea's probably gone by now, though. It came today. I'm gonna go check. All the tea may be gone. They're all open.
I was like, she probably opened them all up just to check and see what they were.
But you can see how she opens it. She's very, very beautiful. Like,
oh, I love that.
Yes, she's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That's
So,
so
all
cool.
right. So helping people, right? So we got the application part done. Now we need to get to the main thing, right? We want to help people, right? We
Yeah.
want to find people and put them in a better position than when we left. So you want to speak a little bit about that? And we're gonna get to the rapport
Yeah.
last. That's gonna be the last part, the
Okay.
rapport building. But I'm gonna go backwards here with the harder things, right? Which isn't
Okay.
really that hard.
Yeah. I mean, so you mean like getting like the bank and filling out the application and stuff, Dave? Is that what you're like?
No, I want to know. I want to know, like, when you're with a client, right? Because you can't write 600 issue 600 something
No.
policies, 450,000, right, without actually wanting to help people and care for people, right? So, like, where did that
Yeah.
come from? Why do you care about people so much? Why do you want to help people so much? Like, how is that
Um.
like so natural for you? Because
Yeah.
usually when insurance agents start, and I don't think they do it on purpose, but they're so focused on the commission, making the
Right.
money. You know, hey,
Right.
is my commission this? Is my commission that? What's my commission going to be on this? And it's just like,
Right.
are you
It turns
not going to write it if I give you a different number? Or are you just going to tell the person you're beat? Like, hey, they're not paying me
right.
enough on this product, so you're just beat. Like, what is it that goes through your head when you're just helping at like such a high level?
Yeah. I mean, like, so for me, Dave, I always like to imagine these people like one of my parents, right? My parents, my grandparents, myself including, because it gets listened to. Everything you do, karma is something. It will come back and get you. So I'm like, I want to treat these people, a lot like how I want to be treated or how I would expect my parents to be treated, right? So I'm like, oh, if this was my parent on the other end of the line, how would I want to treat them or talk to them? And I always like to make them, leave them in a better place I found them, you know. I imagine and I know from experience that, like, the world is not a good place. It's not a good place. And a lot of these elderly people get forgot, they get mistreated, they're lonely, so a lot of times I want to love on them. And I know, from growing up as poverty and stuff as a kid, and the lifestyle I had when I was a child, and from what I've come through, you know, just that glimmer of hope when someone has loved me when I was unlovable or loved me when I needed the most. It made me realize that, okay, like, I want to do the godly thing, and I want to love people as if God would love them if God was in the same room with them. So I just want them to feel just loved on, man. Just that someone actually cares. That even if it's a stranger, that someone legitimately cares about them and who they are. So yeah, that's where my mind is at. And I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna get paid, whether I close it or not. Even if I can just pray with them, I'm laying treasures up in heaven. Even if I leave them with a prayer, that's more money to me than anything in the world. But I know that if I do close them, great, I'll make some money. But that's not on my forefront, and I don't think about that at all. Like, how much this commission is going to be? Oh, let me calculate this. Let me calculate that. That just makes you stink, so to say, right? Like, you start breathing commission breath, you start stinking, and they can smell it. They can sense that you're just trying to make a check. You don't really care about their needs or their well-being or what they're trying to do or what they're trying to get accomplished. So for me, again, I just want to treat people like I want to be treated. That's my mom, that's my grandma, that's my grandpa. I want to love on them and just make them feel good. So I know a lot of my clients are with me because of me. It's not the policy. It's not, oh, I got a great deal. And they're with me because of me. I can recall when I was up in Indiana recently at my brother's house, and a client called, and they were pretty upset that I left. They're like, I love you. I love you. And I was like, well, I love you too. I was like, I'm still your agent forever, no matter where I go, call me whenever, I'll answer any question you have, so I mean, they just, if you love them and make them feel good, they're going to love you back, so in the referrals, like they're going to constantly send people your way because, this lady's going to take care of you, so that's where my mind's at, Dave. So
I love it. So in the chat here, this girl Kristen Marie Rowland, she says, "Tell them about the time you bought a family a sofa."
Oh, yeah. Well, we were in the field. It was me and another agent. I was training her, and they all have this one bed. It's a twin size bed or a bed in the living room that her and her grandkids and everybody's just sitting on. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, this is, I was like, is there like a thrift store, like a resale shop or something anywhere, And she, there's a Habitat for Humanity. So me and the girl I was training, I was like, listen, I was like, we're going to leave here and we're going to go check out and see if they got any kind of sofas or something that we can get this family, So we found a sofa for like $100, man. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll get it. Or if you want to go in halves with me, you can, So me and the other agent, we actually went in halves and got the sofa for the family and brought it back. So, yeah, I've done a lot of things. I've taken them, given them rides to the bank. I've taken them to get lunch. I brought them lunch, brought a whole family dinner before. Just that one small gesture, that goes above and beyond, right? I have this thing on my wall that says, I have it in front of me all the time. It looks beat up. It says, look for ways to surprise and delight people. So I again, I want to make people feel good and remember that, even the small things, they are loved. So just, yeah, that was fun. That was pretty cool, man. They didn't have a couch. They don't have to sit on a bed in a living room. So that was cool. When I do my packets, when I'm sending stuff to my clients, if it's a holiday or whatever it is, like right now I have Christmas cards going out, So I'm sending them Christmas cards with a little, a note from myself, that my assistant writes for me, and we note and send them a Christmas card, with the packet. So, that's always fun too. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. Kristen, remember that?
I miss that.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was in it was a trailer. It was actually in Louisiana when I was working in Louisiana, and the guy was blind. The coolest dude ever, and he wasn't. He became blind, right? So he wasn't like born blind. So he had to like learn how to do a lot of things. Like he would take the bus by himself, and he had systems how he kept his money, and different bills had different folds, and he would try to clean them up. But when I was done with the policy, I was like, hey, is there anything I can help you with while I'm here? He looks at me, he's like, grocery shopping would be nice. And I was like, okay. I was like, I had an appointment right afterwards. Like, let me go to this appointment. I'll come right back. And we went grocery shopping, filled up a huge basket. And then I remember I would stop by and check on him every time I was in the neighborhood. I remember he would have like pile, like it looked like he was sweeping, but like he didn't get like the pile up. The pile would be like in the middle of the kitchen. I was like, hey, you mind if I grab that for you? He's like, I didn't get that. I was like, no, it's okay. You just missed a little bit. I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, super cool.
That's always cool. I've done dishes with a client before, helped her with their dishes. Yeah, that's fun, helping them just do some things around the house, So yeah. That's fun.
Now you sell on the phone. How do you watch someone for the phone? Is that why you go crazy? Like, I want to watch some dishes.
Yeah. Selling on the phone, it's mentally tough because you want to go hug them and love on them and see them and touch them and feel them and, be in their presence. But I mean, a prayer, believe it or not, praying with them does so much. I think it's the most awesomest gift you can give somebody over the phone, is just to pray with them and they feel the spirit. That's rewarding. So yeah.
Super, super awesome. So I'm gonna go over so when Jen first started as an insurance agent, what I would have her do is do recordings, and I would listen to recordings of her talking to clients. And she was working tons and tons of leads. She was probably averaging at least probably over 50. If you really average, she probably worked over 50 leads a week. And so I knew these people were strangers to her, right? There's no doubt they weren't strangers. And I'm listening to these recordings, and I was like, does Jen know this person? She's like, right away, like, hey, baby, sweetie, what you doing? Like, it sounded like she knew this person. I'm listening, and even in my head, I'm like, well, she can't know them. There got to be leads. And then finally, like, I was like, dude, I think she knows them. Let me ask her if she knows. Jen, do you know these people? She's like, nope, just met them. And that's when I really, really seen your superpower, how to build instant rapport. And I feel like if I had to look at an insurance agent, a new agent making sales, and like what's the most beneficial skill for them, I don't think it's sales training. I don't think it's knowing the product. I don't think it's being very technical. I think it would be like when you learn how to connect with the client and you get to, when you have the ability to talk to the client as if it's your grandmother.
Yeah.
You know, and when you can do that in such a natural way, everything else just comes across, you know. And I think there's so much focus, and don't get me wrong, all the other stuff is like super important, but like if I had to pick, right, if I had a brand new agent, you know, like like video games, you could give them like dexterity, strength, stamina, you could give them all these like little
Right.
you know, how many points. If I was playing a video game and it was an insurance agent, I would have like the highest level of the ability to build rapport over skill, over sales skills, sales closing abilities. It would be building rapport, right? And you proved it, right? So I know someone in the insurance group earlier was asking about leaving their job and how long does it take to make 100K? And a lot of people are like, oh, it's hard to make 100K. And a lot of people don't make 100K. Jen made well over $100,000. She made almost $200,000 her very first year in the business. She did that on an 80% comp. She did it with a $700 household max.
Yeah.
Which is pennies compared to what else is out there. And it just, it's 100% doable to make 100K your first year. You just have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be able to build rapport with people.
Yeah.
You have to know how to fill an application. I think everyone here knows how to do that. And you need to want to help people, right? And be coachable, right? So it's definitely doable. It's just the only difference between someone that does it and doesn't is the person and the lead system. Leads are super important, or figuring out a way to get leads.
Yeah. I honestly, David, I think that people forget that we're not selling insurance, we're selling ourselves, right? And if you think like, if I called me right now, would I buy from me? You know, would I like that person enough to buy from her? You know, so that speaks volumes, right? Would you buy from yourself? Would you like you? You know,
would you fire yourself? I always ask people,
Yeah. Would you rehire yourself if you fire yourself?
Fire yourself? Did you fire yourself? Did you do anything productive yesterday to bring your company money?
Right. Did you do anything to increase your family's lifestyle? Did you contribute to their financial freedom?
That's it. What did you do?
What have you done for your family today? Yeah, that's it.
Super organized. That's what we are. All right. So go over some tips. If you're a brand new agent just getting started, or maybe you're an agent having success, give some tips. Teach the We Are Insurance Agents free community how to build rapport.
I love that. Okay, Dave. Yeah. So something that's really important, of course, when you're talking to the client is when you show genuine interest, right? You really act like you're actually interested in these people, ask about their life story. Obviously, these elderly people like to talk, right? They don't want to hear about you. They don't want to hear about your story. They want to talk about them, So, they often enjoy sharing their experiences, wisdom, maybe ask them what they did for a career. Cause a lot of times they may be retired. Right. And they may have worked for like 30, 40 years, man. And asking them about that, because obviously they must have loved that job to be there that long. Ask them about their family, their hobbies, and listen actively, right? Listen, pay attention to the responses, show some empathy and respect, even if you take notes. Like I write down everything. Like I take notes about everything, like if someone tells me that their spouse died 2 years ago, like I wrote that down, so I can go back and reiterate what they just said to me, find some common ground. I just insured a guy a little while ago, found out his wife passed away a month ago. My husband passed away 2 months ago, so we talked about that. I found out that he used to live in Houston, Texas. I live in Houston, Texas. We both kept our old Texas number, so, I was like, man, we got a lot in common, so it was just funny, how we got a common ground, and then another thing is to just respect their wisdom and experiences, right? Like acknowledge their perspective, appreciate their life lessons that they've learned. Honestly, sometimes these people have some really great lessons or life lessons that they've gone through, Dave, that they'll share with you, like your cough, your cold, they would probably tell you to elderberry it, they'd probably tell you to take some elderberry and you'll get well, maybe some steam or steam shower or something. But yeah, they have experiences. They've gone through things. They've done things. They're a lot older than you are, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they may be able to share with you. So, you know, respecting their wisdom, experience, showing that you have empathy towards them and that you care. You understand their concerns. A lot of them are like focused on like their family is, you know, making sure they're financially secure. You know, sharing your stories, again, stuff that's like relatable to them, similar situations. Building trust, like gradually, David. I believe in like, you know, building trust with the clients gradually, right? Like, don't have that commission breath. Don't make it about like closing the sale, because you're not going to close it if you're about that. You know, being transparent, explain like